This book is called The Magical Year of Thinking and is written by American author Joan Didion. In this memoir, Didion takes us into her life and details two tragedies that occurred nearly at the same time. The first, the death of her husband and love of her life, John Doon, who died from a fatal cardiac arrest in December 2003, and the second being the mysterious case of her daughter Quintana falling into a coma from a brain condition that had doctors on the West Coast absolutely baffled. While using nostalgic and introspective tone, Didion takes us into the world of grief and depression and uses her favorite outlet, writing, to show us how she came from the deepest of the lows and was able to eventually build herself out and come back on top whole again. A passage that I absolutely loved while reading this book occurred when Didion was trying to reason why her daughter would have fallen into a coma and doctors didn't know the cause of it. And it begins on page 68, and she says, "How does flu morph into whole body infection? I see the question now as the equivalent of a cry of helpless rage, another way of saying, how could this have happened when everything was normal?" In the cubicle where Quintana lay in the ICU, her fingers and face swollen with fluid, her lips cracked by fever around the breathing tube, her hair matted and soaked with sweat, the numbers on the respirator that night indicated that she was now receiving only 45% of her oxygen through the tube. John had kissed her swollen face. "More than one more day," he had whispered, "another part of our family shorthand." The reference was to a line from a movie, Richard Lester's Robin and Marian. "I love you more than even one more day." Audrey Hepburn, as Maid Marian, says to Sean Connery as Robin Hood after she has given them both the fatal potion. John had whispered this every time he left the ICU. On our way out, we managed to maneuver a doctor into talking to us. We asked if the decrease in delivered oxygen meant that she was getting better. There was a pause. This was when the ICU doctor said it. "We're still not sure which way this is going." "The way this is going is up," I remember thinking. The ICU doctor was still talking. "She's really very sick," he was saying. I recognized this as a coded way of saying that she was expected to die, but I persisted. "The way this is going is up. It's going up because it has to go up. I believe in Cat. I believe in God. I love you more than one more day," Quintana said 3 months later, standing in a black dress at St. John the Divine, "as you used to say to me." The reason I liked this book so much was that I found it very profound, and that at the age of 17 I was able to read about something that I'd never experienced before, but in a way that is very real, and that happens every day to a lot of people all over the world, and that eventually I myself might experience one day. Joan Didion taught me a lot about grief, depression, and about saying what you want to say to the people that you love when they're right there in front of you, and to have no regrets once they're gone. And for that, I'm very happy that I read The Year of Magical Thinking.